Let's take a look at 12 more LEGO Star Wars alternate builds for the set 30727, and that is the TIE Advanced, which is Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. And this is a multi-part video series, so I have built 50 of these alternate builds in total. That did take a long time. 10 of the 50 are ones that I designed myself, and then the other ones are developed by other designers. But let's take a look at 12 more of those designs in this video. So we'll start up in the front row. As always, I will link to the designs in the description and the free building instructions as well, so you can make these yourself if you'd like. So our first one here, this is Snowspeeder VS Tie by Yuzujinx. So we have kind of a sort of a flat design of a snowspeeder here with the articulating wings. And then we've got a small traditional TIE fighter. So that's a nice option if you want kind of, you know, the Empire versus the Rebellion kind of thing. All right, this next one, this is a stealth drone fighter. So this has, now the creator did, you know, mention that there, you know, it takes a little bit to build this. There's some parts where it can be a little tricky for the pieces to attach, so they did have that as a disclaimer. It does look pretty cool, and the designer is JD_Anovid. So if you do get it built, it's really cool how it has this layering here, especially with the angled tile pieces, and just several of these pieces are angled to give it a little bit more of a three-dimensional feel. There's that dish underneath, so it's just kind of fun. It has almost like a little bit of an origami feel to it because of the different angles of the tiles. All right, so that is the stealth drone fighter plane, and by JD_Anovid. Or Anoved. I don't know, whichever way that's pronounced. Okay, next up we have the Rogue Shadow, so the Starkiller's starship. This is by Yuzujinx again. So we're just kind of trying to capture the essence of that ship here. We've got the kind of menacing, kind of forward part of the ship here. It is on a stand, so this one has like a stand with it as well. All right, so the next one here is the Micro Starbat cruiser. So a little bit of a flattened design. You do have the angling. This tile kind of fits flush with the tiles up here, so that part of it actually is kind of an assembly, whereas the part over here is the joint that moves, so you get kind of an interesting little design element there. We've got kind of that dome up top. And there's a look at the bottom. All right, and then here we have another one by Yuzujinx. This is the Havoc Marauder, so ship from the Bad Batch series. It's got kind of that shuttle appearance to it. And we do have the wings articulate, and they can articulate kind of part of the way. And this top section, it does attach with the whatchamacallit, why am I blanking on this type of piece here? It does attach, you know, it doesn't use, you know, like a technique where it attaches, an illegal building technique where you put the plate, you know, in the middle between the studs. Oh, bracket, that's what I'm trying to think of. So it does get that kind of vertical appearance through the use of the bracket. Wow, okay. I'm glad I came up with that word. It's a long day, I guess. Okay, our next one is a Micro Drone V Viper by JD Anoved. And you can see this creator just overall just is very creative using the different angles of the tiles. So that's nice to kind of do something different. You get sort of very different profile to the vehicle. Got the nice pop of red there at the top, the transparent red. Dramatic engine section, and we got that kind of triangular shape overall, a little bit of a claw-like appearance almost. All right, this is something totally different. So this is Vader's meditation chamber, and this is by Yuzujinx. So there's a spot, you know, where you could have a Vader minifigure, that type of thing here. So this one is sort of a scene for a minifigure, a few minifigures rather than a vehicle. I did find the build a little fragile in this area to make, but you know, it looks really cool overall. Well, speaking of Sith Lords, the next one here is Sith Infiltrator Scimitar. It's by the same creator, Yuzujinx. So we do have the vehicle with those kind of menacing four wings. And there's kind of the ramp section in the back too, with that modified brick. And then there's just a couple kind of side items as well. So like probe droid, I guess, and just a few kind of accessories to go along with it too. All right, you guessed it. So this one is, this is like a Y-wing type of thing. So it's a micro SW-OOSH, micro swoosh by JD Anoved. So I really like the color balance of this one. So we've got the kind of gray body in the middle of the ship, and then the engines off to the side are black with some of those accents from the transparent red. So it just kind of has that nice classic look. There's a good spot to hold on to the ship down here toward the back, and then we've got the classic radar dish for the back of the ship too. So this one's a nice simple design, kind of classic look. All right, now for something totally different again. So the front part of this, you know, looks like a TIE fighter, and that is the inspiration, but this is like a TIE sleigh, as in like Santa's sleigh, I guess. So you could have somebody, I don't know if it should be Santa or if it should be like Darth Vader or somebody riding the sleigh, but that's just sort of how it's designed. It seems like there's a few spots you could have a minifigure sit or stand if you wanted to, but yeah, that's just totally something different. It's kind of like this elongated TIE fighter, you know, variant turned into a sleigh. All right, and that TIE sleigh was by Yuzujinx again. Now we're to the back row. We have a mini falcon with docking, and this is by Johandxx. So we have this very simplified Millennium Falcon type of vehicle here, and then kind of this very dramatic docking area with some kind of like docking arm and that type of thing. So you can actually kind of nest it in there like that. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's nice when you can make two or more things out of the pieces too, right? And the last one for today. So this is a micro drone variable X Scoutfighter by JD Anoved. And you can see I just had the wings in down there. You can create that dramatic wingspan, that dramatic X shape. I could do a little better job adjusting where the wings are. There we go. So we've got that very long wingspan to this one. And a nice pop of color from the transparent red pieces in the back for the engines. So that's pretty cool X-wing type of thing. But when it's landed, we have those wings folded in there. All right, well, those are the builds for today. You can look for my other videos of the alternate builds. I have several. I've built over 50 alternate builds for this TIE Advanced set. 10 of them are my designs. The other ones are designed by other people. You can find the building instructions and the names in the building instructions and the designers of all of these builds listed in the description of this video, but check out those other videos I have out there of alternate builds for this set. And also I've got many other alternate builds for other sets too. So thanks for watching. Happy building.